here. Yes, Vanita. Now you will hear me. So today we are going to revise some ethical hacking exercises which MTech first semester people and BTech fifth semester people has already done. But it will be a new learning exercise for MSCT people, and recalling these experiments will help you to make secure application and web apps. So we first experiment we are going to discuss is to perform active and passive reconnaissance using Maltego and HTTP track mirroring tools to collect technical information from any websites. As we know, Maltego is an open source intelligent and forensic applications. It will offer you timeless mining and gathering of information as well as the representation of this information in an easy to understand format. So in order to perform active and passive reconnaissance using Maltego and HTTP track mirroring tool to collect technical information from scanme.nmap.org, we type sudo apt install Maltego. After installation, we can confirm with Maltego -h. It will show you the options, and it will also show we are using Java from users means we found Java executables inside path. Present working directory is this. Installation configuration is this. Install versions of Maltego is this. Users configuration is root Maltego. Maltego.conf. Current Java is Java 11 OpenJDK AMD 64, and we'll get so many information. So after installation, you can do parallel. You can open your Kali and start practice. So some Kali has already installed Maltego. Some we install. Then you can type sudo apt install Maltego. It will install. If it has already installed, then you can directly type Maltego and the website name. Then it will open one graphical based applications, and they will show you so many options: Maltego 1, Maltego Excel, Maltego Classic, Maltego CE3, and Maltego case file 3. So we will go with Maltego CE3 because all rest 3 we have to buy. So we will go with Maltego CE3. C is nothing but community editions of Maltego. It is free. So we will click on the run on Maltego community editions. Then we will configure the Maltego, we'll configure the license, we will log in, and then it will complete install. So here what we will do, under login, we will type our email, then one email sent to our inbox to confirm our email account. Then it show our first name, our surname, our email address, and it also welcome. Hello, Dr. Biswajit. Welcome to Maltego Community Edition. Your API is valid till. So it is also Maltego Community Edition is not always free. This is valid for few months. Okay. Then we click on the next. Then the Maltego Community Editions opens. And the websites we provide is scanme.nmap.org is showing on the top as a blue icon, and inside they have the sub branches. Here branches means their subdomains, their subfolders, what files exist on the web servers, also in form of graphical representation, easy to understand. Or we can show it creates some example graphs. Then what we can do, we can go to machine, we can click on run some machine, then a new windows open, it say start a machines. Here we'll choose, here we can do anything, company stalker and Wikipedia edits. So here we are going for footprint L1 and then we click on the next. And here we type the domain names for domain who have to do, we have to do footprintings. So here, or we can say here we'll type the target domain names and then we click on the finish. After clicking on the finish, it will create new graph. And we can see the graph one by one, scanme.nmap.org on top. Then it will show the server inside that domain. Then inside that servers, there is a one LAN card, or we can say MAC Ethernet card, which has some IP address. We also detect their IP address. And then we'll see the available ports and their available folders. And also application software installed there. So see, again, I type maltegojainuniversity.ac.in. So these types of example graph created. Here we can find subdomain names, some pages, some folders, some users, some emails ID from admission to all staffs. So you can do experiment. You can type any domain name after Maltego and you can see their example graph. So inside lab experiment 1, they ask using Maltego and HTTP track. So we have shown you the Maltego, working of the Maltego. Now we are going to discuss HTTP track. HTTP track is an offline browser utility allowing you to download a worldwide websites from the internet to a local directory, building recursively all directory, getting HTML image and other files from the server to your computer. HTTP tracks arrange the original site's relative link structures. We can simply open a page of the mirror website in your browser and you can browse the sites from link to link as if you were viewing it online. So what we'll do, we just type HTTP tracks and it so command HTTP track not found but can be installed with sudo apt install HTTP track. And ask, do you want to install? We type yes. So it executes sudo apt install HTTP track. We type our root passwords or administrator password, and then HTTP track will install. After installing, what we'll do, we'll type HTTP tracks and the domain name. So what they will do, they will download all websites in your PC. You will get all their files, all their emails. So for a small websites, we can download, but for bigger website like Amazon's, their website size is more than our laptop hard drive size. So we can download the bigger websites, but the websites which can be accommodated inside your hard drive in your laptop, you can download using HTTP track. Second, live experiment we are going to discuss. So although you have finished your BTech people finish their lab exams, but in exams, in their theory, the questions may come, write the steps or how we will do, how we will perform automated network reconnaissance. Then in live exam, you have to demonstrate, but in the theory exam, you have to write these steps. We will do this steps and we'll get this result. And MTech people, their lab exams is coming on, so they will have to demonstrate in the lab these experiments. So Recon-ng is a full-featured web reconnaissance framework written in Python. It complete with independent module, database interaction, built-in convenience function, interactive help, and command completion. It also provides a powerful environment in which open source web-based reconnaissance can be conducted quickly and thoroughly. Recon-ng has a look and feel similar to the Metasploit framework, reducing the learning curve for leveraging the framework. However, it is quite different. Recon-ng is not intended to compete with existing framework as it is designed exclusively for web-based open source reconnaissance. If you want to exploit, you can use the Metasploit framework, and if you want to social engineer, you can use the social engineer toolkit. So see how Recon-ng works. We just type Recon-ng in terminal. It will invoke, it will show some options. Then after typing Recon-ng, the command prompt will change to Recon-ng default. From the root Kali, it will change to Recon-ng default. Then we type workspace. Then we will type workspace as create gens. That means we'll create one workspace called gen. Then inside our workplace, inside our workspace, we search marketplace. And when we search marketplace, we'll find so many available modules. So here we are going to use Recon complete DNS, view DNS, reverse who is. So for that, we install marketplace install and we type the marketplace name. So after installing, we will load it. So command it modules load and the same marketplace name. So see, again the command prompt change and the installed modules is showing after workspace. And after that, we set the options as google.com. Inside options, we set the source google.com and then we run. Taking then you will see after running Recon-ng, you will see the outputs. You will find who is information related to this modules. Then the third experiment is collecting information from social networking site using Recon-ng Pushpin. So what we'll do? We have to explore the available marketplace related to social networking sites. And when we search marketplace, we'll find so many marketplace related to so many social networking websites, from Twitter to Facebook to WhatsApp. But here I am going to show only Twitter. So when I search marketplace search, I found one Twitter's Pushpins, and I find their address recon/locations -Pushpin/Twitters. Then I load modules load the same Pushpin's Twitter, and then we set options and then we run. Fourth experiment we are going to discuss is port scan, network scan, TCP connect scan, UDP scans, versions scans, OS scans using NMAP, and store all these scanning results in different formats like XML, text file, and so on. So as we know, syntax of NMAP command is NMAP, then scan type, then options, then the target specification. Target specification may be any host name or IP address. For example, scanme.nmap.org, microsoft.com, google.com, 192.168.0.1, 10.10.10.136. And scan techniques we can use is minus S capital S minus small s capital S for TCP SYN scan. Minus or hyphen small s capital T for TCP connect. Small s capital F for TCP acknowledgement scan. Small s capital W for Windows scan. Minus SU for UDP scan. Minus S or hyphen small s capital O for IP protocol scan. For host discovery, we can add more options like minus SL for a small list target to scan, cap small s, small n for disable port scanning, capital PS, capital PA for TCP SYN acknowledgement discovery to given ports, and so on. There is also some miscellaneous options like -6 for enable IPv6 scanning, hyphen capital A for enable OS detection and version detection both. That's why capital A means all, both OS and versions, but capital O only OS detection. Minus a small p, and we can give port ranges. That means port range may be the either port number 80, port number 443, port number 22. Then how we do the ping scan? For ping scan, we just type nmap, then minus sp, and we type the domain name. Then for scan a single host, not need to specify the options hyphen port number, just give the target domain name, nmap target domain name, and it will scan a single host. Port scanning is one of the most fundamental features of NMAP. We can scan for ports in several ways using the -p parameters to scan for a single port. So here we are giving -p 973. So it will scan only 973 ports on this IP address. If you specify the type of port, you can scan the information about a particular type of connections. For example, for a TCP connection, here we are giving two port names, 973, 777 on this IP address. We can also provide the range. It will search prox 900 port because we are giving range from 76 to 973 on this IP address. We can also use the options called top ports 10. Then it will specify the top 10 ports to scan. Or here we can say in, we can change top ports 20, then it will search only 20 top ports. So for TCP connect scan using NMAP. In exam, these questions may come. Describe TCP connect scans using NMAP, or describe the steps required for TCP connect scan using NMAP. So the answer may be nmap -st scanme.nmap.org. TCP connect scan using nmap and Wireshark. So what we are doing, nmap -p80 -st. Here we are specifying port number 80 and we are specifying -st for TCP connect scan, and we are providing the target and domain name scanme.nmap.org. So it is showing TCP port 80 is open, and here you can see 80, 80, 80 4 times. So first 80 with SYN, second 80 with SYN acknowledgement, third 80 with acknowledgement sequence equal 1, acknowledgement 1, window size 1, and then last 80 with reset plus acknowledgement. So 4 ways. When a port is open, you can see the four-way hand side here for full connected scans. But default TCP scans, it will only 3. But when the port is closed, for 81 ports is closed, so we can see for 81 there is a only SYN, then after there is a reset to acknowledgement. Then UDP scan. UDP scan is slower than TCP scan. And for that, we have to type nmap minus S capital U and then target domain. UDP scan works by sending a UDP packet to every targeted port. For most ports, this packet will be empty, no payload, but for a few of the more common ports, a protocol-specific payload will be sent. Then, the version scanning. For version scanning, command will be nmap minus sb scanme.nmap.org. So what version scanning do? Version scanning finding applications versions. It makes your life easier since you can find an existing vulnerability from the common vulnerability and exploit CVE database for a particular versions of that service. You can use it to attack a machine using an exploitation tool like Metasploits. So here you can see when we type in map minus SV and the target domain name, it is not only showing the port number, not only showing their states, but also show the service name and their version names. And using this version names, we can find the vulnerability for that specific versions. And after that, you can exploit. Operating system scanning. So here you can see inside version scanning, you are getting the info about the operating system. It is showing service info, OS's, Linux, CPU. So for operating system scanning, we are using nmap minus sbs scanme.nmap.org, but also we can copy here. This will also show operating. Yes, we will show operating system, but also give you version information. But minus SO only give you information about. Then the all also gives you detail about the operating system. Nmap can provide information about the underlying operating system using TCP/IP fingerprinting. OS detection is not always accurate, but it goes a long way toward helping a pen tester get closer to their targets. And these are the commands to store the nmap scanning result inside the text file minus on and the text file name. So you will get all scanning result inside this text file. Similarly, you will get all scanning result inside this XML file. Just you have to provide one XML file name and then options will be minus small o capital X. And if you type hyphen small o capital A and we just type output, then it will create 3 files: output.gname, output.nmap, output.xml. Also, you can enumerate directory used by web server using nmap minus minus script equal http uname. So using nmap, you can also run a script. You can also enumerate MySQL info by running one script called --script MySQL -info. And for that, you have to specify the port number of MySQL service, that is 3306. So the next experiment we are going to revise is capture HTTP packets and identify user ID and password using Wireshark. So as we know, Wireshark is a network packet analyzer. A network packet analyzer presents capture packet data in as much detail as possible. You could think of a network packet analyzer as a measuring device for examining what is happening inside a network cable, just like an electrician uses a voltmeter for examining what happening inside an electric cable. Wireshark is available for free, is open source, and is one of the best packet analyzer available today. So what we'll do, we just open Wireshark and we see it is capturing packets from our Wi-Fi port. Then, and it is showing all protocols, TCP, DB, MDNS, but so what we can do here, we can apply a filter. Here I will type TCP, then it will show only TCP packets. Here I will type HTTP, it will show only HTTP packets. So see, I type TCP and press enter, then it is showing only TCP packets. I can use another filters called ip.addr == IP address. Then it will show all packets from that IP address 453332, 453332, either maybe in send source or maybe in destination. So it will show the packets either received or sent from this IP address. We can apply both filters as together. IP address filter and TCP together, we just use and in between. So now it is showing all packets from that IP address, but only TCP packets. Here it was also showing ICMP packets from that IP address. Here it is not showing ICMP packets from that IP address because second filter should also true because it is and not all. Then what we do? So let us begin our exploration of HTTP by downloading a very simple HTML file. So you will start the browsers, you will start the Wireshark packet sniffer, you will enter HTTP inside their filter. You can wait a bit for minutes and then Wireshark packet capture start. Now then you will copy this link and paste in your browsers and then you will stop Wireshark packet captures. Then you will press HTTP inside Wireshark and you will see the link you are open, it will show that you just open this link. It will also give you the HTTP version name, that is 1.1. It also show you the language, that is English. Here accept language is English USA, and they will also show the IP address, and they will also show how many bytes of content returned to your browsers. You can also try visiting a website that is password protected. So you can open this link, you can paste into your browsers, then you will type username as a Wireshark students and password is a network, and then you log in there. Then you will open this link and you will type the requested username and password provided here. And after that, you will log in. Then you will stop Wireshark packet captures and you enter HTTP in their display filter. And you will go inside the authorization and then you will right click on, or you can do just double click, then you will see their credentials, user ID and password. Next experiment which I am going to discuss is perform vulnerability scanning using Nessus tools. So we download Nessus from these links. Then it downloaded in my laptop. I open inside the download. Then I open Nessus. Then I found one file, Nessus client.url. I click on it. Then it opens one window. I will select the Nessus Essentials. And in order to get an activation code, I will type my first name, last name, and the email name. And then I will click on the email. They will send the activation code on my email. I copy from email and paste here. And I click on continue. So they start downloading. And now Nessus opens inside my browsers. Then inside target, I can type any domain name, that may be gyancity.com, that may be microsoft.com, maybe scanme.nmap.org, or any IP address. Then I click on submit. So it is showing, okay, you provided this domain name, whose IP address is this. Now, if you want, then you can run a scan. So I click on the run scans and I found vulnerabilities. 11 vulnerabilities it gives us. Then the next lab experiment which I am going to discuss is creating and analyzing a spoofed email using emkei.cz online. I open emkei.cz. It shows the different language. Even Kannada is here, Hindi is here, English is here. So we select default English. That means this language, this tool supports. We can write or email in any of these languages, either Kannada, Hindi, or English. Then we write email. From name, I type job idents. From email, I type president@whitehouse.gov. To, I type dr.pandey@IEEE.org. Subject, I type going to resign and make you president of USA, just a joke. And then in text, I type, Dear Pandey, I am unable to manage the country USA. I found you suitable for these jobs. Please come to USA and take charge of the office. Yours sincerely, job agents. I click on the captchas, click on the send. Then I got the message, email sent successfully. Then I log into my email. It is showing I got a mail from job agents. And the message is going to resign and make you president of USA. I feel happy. Or if I send this mail to some of my friends, they will also feel happy, or maybe. Or here we can type the Bill Gates, Microsoft emails. You got to log in on Microsoft mail. Your friend will help me. So and then I click on the email, what I have typed. I have received. The same email ID of the President of USA is showing my inbox. Dear Pandey, this, that, and that. Yours truly. If I click on the thank you for your mail, the original mail will go to the President. My reply that you will inquire how it happened. So we will not do these things. We just read and enjoy, feel it. Then the next web experiment is intercept web traffic using Burp Proxy. So for that we download a Burp, we download the installers for community edition, we run the installers and launch Burp suites. Then we install Burp, we click on the next, as usual happens inside. We click another next, then installing a Burp suite community edition 2021.10.3 starts. We HTTP traffics with Burp. Burp proxy allow us to intercept HTTP requests and responses sent between our browsers and the target server. This enables us to study how the website behaves when you perform different actions. Then, what we will do, we launch Burp's embedded browsers. For that, we go to Proxy, to Intercept tab, and then click on the Open Browsers. This launch Burp embedded Chromium browsers, which is reconfigured to work with Burp right out of the box. Step 2. In Burp, we notice that Intercept is on button is selected. Then, using the embedded browsers, we try to visit one websites and observe that website does not load because Burp proxy has intercepted the HTTP request that was issued by the browsers before it could reach to the servers. You can see the intercepted request on the proxy to intercept that. Then we click the forward button several times to send the intercepted request and any subsequent one until the page loads in the browsers. So what we are doing, we are intercepting. So website is not opening. So when we are forwarding and then website is opening in browsers. So due to the number of requests browser typically send, you often not want to intercept every single one of them. Click the intercept is on button so that it is now say intercept is off. And now we go back to the embedded browsers and confirm that you can now interact with the site as normal because we are not intercepting. Site is opening when we try to open or reopen. Then in step 5, we view the HTTP history. For that, we go to proxy to HTTP history. Here you can see the history of all HTTP traffic that had passed through Burp proxy, even while interception was switched off. Click on any entry in the history to view the raw HTTP request along with the corresponding response from the server. So here you can see the host name, methods name, URL, status, length, MIME type, extensions. Next is demonstrate web traffic poisoning using Burp suite. So step 1 is access the vulnerable website in the embedded browsers.
பேசியிருந்தாரு ஒரே ஒரு மட்டும் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்காரு மற்ற ஜேர்னலையும் எஸ்சியையும் செக் பண்ணிட்டு எடுத்து தரேன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காரு
So in Burp, go to the proxy to intercept tab and make sure interception is switched off. We can launch the embedded browser and we use it to access the flowing URL and we log in if prompted. When the page loads, we click the access the labs to launch your own instance of a big shopping website. This may take a few seconds to load. So then we click on access this lab. Then I registered on this website. With my email ID and this password. It sent. I got on my email. Then when I log in, I get $100 credits to buy any products on this proxy shopping website. Here I am seeing they are selling jackets in $1,337. They are selling hat in $4.51. They are selling consoles in 57.61. So I read the description of jackets and I click on the add to cart. And then I again click, then I am selecting two jackets and the cost is 2,670. So as a user, I select two jackets, but inside of what hacker can do, they can use the Burp. They can go to proxy to HTTP tabs. They can see, okay, we are selecting the product ID equal 1, that is the jackets. Then what we'll do, we'll go to the proxy. We'll see the request and response. And here inside the request, we can change the product ID to 3. And then right click on any of the get product ID request and we can select send to the repeaters. Here 1, we will try to change it to 3. And we can write here because it is editing form. So when we just click send, it will just fill the response. But when we change to the product ID 1 to 3, product ID 1 to 3, and then we again send, and then after sending, we'll go to response, and then we request in browsers and inside the original session. So what happens? By product selection change. I have selected jackets, but someone using Burp, they select cosmetics items for makeup. So you can see they are showing the message to repeat this request in your browsers. Copy the URL below and paste into the browsers that is configured to use Burp as its proxy. Next, so now I think times are going to over, but I have tried to edit all lab experiments. And here, so I have added all steps, and these steps I have taken from the PCL's exams of Surendra, and this is also from one student from PCL, and rest I have made, so you can see. And this also, this 19, 16 and 15 slides I have taken from the PCL exams, rest I have made and prepared. So I will share this and you will practice one by one and you will become experts. And if you have any questions, you may meet me, you can message me, we will discuss. So let us finish the attendance. So 9, 12. 9, 69, 40, post. Then image city. Okay, I think I have taken the attendance of MSCT. These 4 students present. 9, 22, 39, and 69. If any MSCT missing, they can speak. Now going for CTIS. Five, 17, 18, 20, I have taken. 33, 36. And the Johnson Sayed Banita, they have the attendance in their MK. Johnson Sayed. Johnson Sayed Banita. Okay. So now I will end this class and I will download this and I will share in all Google Classroom. So okay, so I'm going to end this meeting. Thank you so much for your presence. CTIS people, we see again for PCL class.